All right, Taurus, welcome to your weekly horoscope for March 22nd through the 28th. My name is Athen. Okay, so we have a nice week, actually. Lots of positive aspects for the most part in terms of the major aspects going on. From that solar eclipse, I think over the weekend especially, we learned quite a bit or had some sort of integration or reflection. And for you, it had to do with your 11th house. It has to do with your ideals in life, your ambitions, your satisfaction through your work, giving, contributing, being a part of something greater than self, whether it's through your work or through a community-related thing or something like that. But whatever it is, it's starting new beginnings for you for the next 6 months from that solar eclipse, and this week is a sort of beginning of that in many ways, the beginning of the beginning. And starts on Sunday when we have Mercury going over, Mercury sextiling up to Pluto, which is activating that 10th house of yours where Mercury is. So I think you guys are thinking quite a bit about work, or have been, and will continue for the majority of the week, especially up until Friday. But that could be something that could be powerful. I think thinking about the big picture in general, but perhaps your work or career, anything on a public level, could be some good insights, or could be a good time to put energy into those things as well with a sextile from Pluto. But thinking about how it fits into the overall perspective. And I think over the weekend, that's going to lay a sort of beginning to this week, because this week is very motivational. On Monday, we have Mars going into Aries. Now, for you guys, this is your 12th house. So you Taurans, there is this motivation behind the scenes. You guys understand how to have presence in your actions and what you're doing. So it's motivational for everybody. But for you, it's a lot of what's important to you spiritually. The 12th house is everything that is, when we strip everything away in the external environment, what is left? You know, what is left? It's you might call that enjoyment. You might call that, simplicity of peace, having peace in the simple life, which of course is another Taurian trait, enjoying the simple things in life. And so that's what I think is going to definitely motivate you from Monday onward, especially with that Mars in Aries. So anything you're considering involving that deep element, or things behind the scenes, or psychology, anything else that's 12th house related, or unconscious, or dream space, or spiritual subjects, definitely the time to pursue those things or implement those things into what you're doing with your goals and ambitions, you see. And that's also going to be the crescent phase of the moon, so experiment with it. It's definitely a time to take action Monday onward, but the energy really starts to build by Wednesday. So as the week progresses, these first couple days, experiment, put energy forward, definitely, but be malleable with the whole thing, you see. But I think by then, we're all going to have very clear intentions of exactly what we're doing. So utilize that, put that forward. On Monday and Tuesday, we have Mercury conjuncting up to Chiron, rejuvenating our minds, and this is in your 10th house. So with Chiron transiting your 10th, again, the 10th is like public or career, anything on that sort of outward level. And so there is some sort of like insecurities or doubts or inhibitions that you've been reflecting on in that area, because Chiron is that. It's not that you actually have those inhibitions, it's that Chiron it's an aspect of yourself that is trying to heal some old wounds relating to that. And so this will be a good time, Monday and Tuesday, to heal some old wounds relating to that career stuff, to do some self-healing, to do some self-rejuvenation, which will then propel you even more throughout the week. Then on same time, Monday, Tuesday, your ruler Venus sextiles Neptune, which is really nice. So this is about going with the flow. I think from that solar eclipse, you guys may have learned quite a bit about this, and now you can implement it, especially with Venus in your 12th house like this. So it's a great time for love, compassion, relationships. But for you, maybe working again behind the scenes or with these spiritual sort of subjects and matters. That can be a nice positive flow, and it is connected to your work in some way. So maybe it's bringing those elements into your work. Either way, Monday and Tuesday, those Neptunian energies of presence, peace, compassion is great in anything you do, especially work or things behind the scenes. On Wednesday, we have the Sun trining up to Saturn, another fantastic aspect supporting us with our productivity, with our possible goals, with our possibilities in our life in general. And this is also when the moon goes into its first squaring position, the first quarter. So the first quarter is always a testing period. So we want to push through. We want to continue to move that energy forward. But a trine from Saturn and the Sun is very supportive. So use this energy. It could be coming through relationships. Saturn is transiting your 7th. And it could be coming through friends even, or again, possibly, you know, the satisfaction you get from your work. So really, this is my recommendation on Wednesday. Definitely work with others if you have that opportunity. One-on-one connections, one-on-one relationships should be going very well. And channel that into these ideals or into the satisfaction you're getting from your work and these types of things. Because a trine from Saturn is a beautiful, productive energy. And for you, it's channeling into more of an area that's not about the work from an outward level, but what you really enjoy in your work, or the giving and contributing or being of service in some way. For those of you who maybe started a new community project last week, something like that, this would be a good energy to move those things forward. On Friday, we have Mercury going into Pisces, your 11th house, where I think you'll start to be thinking more about these things. Again, what you value in your work, your giving contribution, being a part of something larger than yourself. And so that's a time to implement it, because Mercury is the day-to-day environment. So for this week and onward, for the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe, Mercury will be helping you assist with the day-to-day stuff in that way of you know, really giving and contributing and being a part, again, of something larger than self, you see. It's always a learning process too with Mercury, because that's what it is. We learn through experience. Then on Friday, the last aspect of the week, we have your ruler Venus squaring up to Jupiter, which a square from Jupiter is not necessarily a bad thing. We just want to keep everything nice and balanced. But either way, I think this is going to be a good optimism with your whatever you've been working on with either communications, learning, teaching, sharing. Jupiter's been transiting your 3rd house, creating opportunities there. He's about to go station direct in a couple weeks, or I think next week actually. And so square from Venus means you're probably feeling quite good about that, quite optimistic about those things, maybe even things relating to the spiritual stuff, peace, presence, etc. So definitely utilize that positive energy. Just keep it nice and balanced. We don't want to go to any extremes with any square energy. And the best way to utilize the square energy is to take the action and move it forward, you see. All right, Taurus, well, I hope you guys have a great week. This was a look at the overall stars in the sky. If you'd like a personal reading looking at your personal planets, please get in touch, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.